Hello.
Hello.
How are we
Welcome
doing?
back. How are we all doing?
Very good.
Looking sick.
Thank
I am good.
Was
the
in for the
home run?
last one.
Was in for the
Sign
last
it off.
one, knowing you don't
Made
have
it.
to edit anymore.
I know, yeah.
Well, he's still got the normal podcast, like
That's true.
every
Yeah.
other week.
And some reviews.
Yeah. No, it's been a fun month though. It's just you're just saying how like I feel like I've spent so much time sat in front of my laptop with you guys, but I've gonna get soppy, boys. I've loved every second of it. I've been having a good time.
Aw.
I think we've made the most of like Halloween this year as well in October
Yeah.
in general. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like not many people celebrate Halloween and the whole October month as much, but I feel like we have actually made the most out of it, and I've
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I was on another podcast the other day as well, so I've done fucking loads.
Yes.
You'll be doing them in person with us soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, boy.
Not getting rid of us now, mate.
Watching a couple months later, you just see Ryan's smile deteriorate. Just hi. Right. Part 5 HorrorFest. If you don't know, there's 4 other episodes of this, and it's where we do 31 horror films for 31 days of October. We did 6 on the last episode, leaving only 4 left to round off to 31. So those films we are doing today are Wishmaster, The Mist, The Lost Boys, and ending with Jaws. Nice short list, and then we'll do a bit of a conclusion of HorrorFest after that. So I feel I'm going to jinx it now and say that this will probably be a short episode.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next 3 hours.
Touch wood.
So kicking off with Wishmaster, I'm going to admit I have not seen it. I've read about it.
Boom.
I know, shame me. I've missed 2 films of the 31. What a
That's
fucking
that's
idiot.
not bad going.
know?
I think
it's not.
That's a lot better than me.
I think I've missed a few more than that. I mean, there was that one episode I missed out on anyway, so I was like, oh, I can get away with missing a couple of these. So I've not seen Prince of Darkness.
To be fair though, you did catch up as well.
Yeah, I did my
Like,
best.
on most
I did
of
my
them.
best.
Yeah.
I definitely did a better effort this year than I did the year previous. So I'm quite proud of myself.
Yeah,
I still remember the moment last year when it was like the first time, obviously, me coming on with you guys. And Pearson, you had the Midsummer background, and I was like, well excited to watch Midsummer. And then you went, so I've not seen this one. I was like, what?
It was just the best looking background, you know. Had to
Yeah,
be
it's
used.
sick.
Love it.
Everyone was hyped on it.
It was good.
Anyway, let's crack on with Wishmaster anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get this one out of the way.
Right. Wishmaster, released in 1997. A demonic jinn attempts to grant its owner 3 wishes, which allows him to summon his brethren to Earth.
Let's just backtrack for a second then.
Yes.
What's he called? A demonic.
Jinn.
So we're not on about a gin and tonic here. We're on about basically a genie.
So after this, it's a genie, yeah. But
Yeah.
a genie is apparently Disney's like nice, bright, fluffy Robin Williams, where a demonic version is a jinn.
I never
Just
knew that. That's
imagine
cool.
this like bottle of Gordon's.
Yeah. But there is actually a new film coming out this year called The Djinn. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it other than the title, but it's on my list to like, keep an eye out for. It might be next year now with delays and shit, but
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, it's not the first time I've heard the word anyway.
This is a Wes Craven Presents film, where basically means executively produced, but
Oh, I thought he directed it.
I did.
no,
I thought he did.
Robert Kurtzman directed this.
Oh, that's the Walking Dead dude, isn't it?
I'm not. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it
actually.
is.
Yeah,
It
You
is.
might know more than me though. But yeah,
As in the
Wes
comics
Craven's,
Walking Dead, I think,
a
not the
producer on it.
Okay, now I don't feel as bad because I was like, I mean, yeah, just to jump ahead, I didn't like this one. I was a bit disappointed because I was like, oh, nice, you got Wes Craven and Robert Englund back together. It didn't do anything for me. But if he didn't direct it, there's like when I get wound up when like people say like when it's like Jordan Peele. No, what was it?
The Candyman.
Candyman.
film.
Yeah, it's like executive producer Jordan Peele, and everyone's like, "Have you seen the new Jordan Peele film, Ryan?" And I'm like, "It's not a Jordan Peele film, mate."
So is this Robert Englund's first time back with Wes then since New Nightmare? Because this is 97, right? This came out in
It is
97.
97, yeah.
that's New
So it's
Nightmare.
like, I think, you know, having Wes Craven above your poster's going to be popping off in 97, coming
Yeah.
off Scream.
Yeah.
But I never really thought about Robert Englund being back with him in
First
the
time, it must have
yeah.
been. It must have been. I'm not sure. We might be wrong. But instead of playing an angry guy with knives for hands, he plays an art collector, which is a fucking polar opposite. And he's not in it much. He's only in it like beginning, a little bit towards the middle, and then the end. But yeah, what about the start of the movie anyway? So them collecting these art pieces, this big box gets loaded off the ship.
Yeah.
This precious box that is full of this like historical like art, and it gets dropped on top of Ted Raimi and kills him.
Well, I mean, there's the bit before that though, isn't it? Because it shows the like in the year like 1000,
Yeah,
Like the 12th century or something.
Because I gotta say that bit was cool as fuck. Like, it's dated horror, like, you know, you going in. It was kind of like Night of the Demon level of effects and stuff.
Yeah,
but it was pretty cool, you know. Like that bit, it proper fucking grossed me out, to be honest. The bit where it's like the Wishmaster can grant 3 wishes, but I think are all the wishes like pretty fucking horrible or something. And then
like
once he gets to the
ironic,
third
isn't it?
wish, and once he gets to the third wish, like the demons can rise up and stuff like that. So the dude had done his second wish, and it had kind of backfired, and it meant that all the people in this, you know, in his village or whatever, were like, kind of, I don't know what was going on, to be honest, but there was a scene where like a skeleton, like a demon-y skeleton, kind of ripped out of this body, and then the skeleton was like alive as its own entity. And I did think that was quite cool. I was like, this is very dated. I might struggle with this one, but I'm in. So that bit was cool, just to give it praise where it is due.
yeah, and then you get the. He's a bit like he's the guy with the sword. He's a bit like Gandalf. Is that right? Yeah, yeah. He sort of comes in, and then that's how he gets trapped inside of that. Is it sort of like a? Is it a diamond sort of thing?
Yeah, it's like a jewel type. Yeah, so you get that scene at the beginning, and then it shows how they did kind of defeat the demon in a way of getting him to be trapped in this jewel.
Yeah,
and then so that's when we then get up to the scene where the Robert Englund's looking at the crate because he's collecting this art piece, which then falls, kills the dude, smashes, and reveals that the jewel was inside. And that's how it kind of restarts, or like, you know, gets the story back going again, continuing on from this demon in the jewel.
Yep, and as
We
the
talk
gin
about
says, the shit
how,
hits the fan.
Yeah.
From
Can
then
we
on
talk
forward.
about how Ted Raimi's like the perfect actor Easter egg?
Yeah, he is.
So it was
Is
in
he like the
Candyman.
horror equivalent of Kevin Bacon?
So he was like, what? He was in Candyman. He was in this. Is there anything else we've done this year where he's?
It was in the Creepshow TV series as well. Pops up in that
TV series. Ash versus Evil Dead.
It's probably a lot of stuff.
Well,
Isn't
this film has got some amazing, you know, well-known horror royalty, should we say? In this,
Yeah,
You've
well,
got Kane
2
Hodder,
huge ones.
Tony Todd, Robert
Tony
Englund,
Todd,
Ted Raimi, and Angus Scrimm from Phantasm does the narration over the top of it at the intro. So a nice little.
I only know
stack, and
2
I'm sure
of those.
You know Kane
Yes.
Hodder.
Who's Kane Hodder?
He's Jason in a lot of the Friday the 13th.
Ah. I don't see. Sometimes I struggle with actors behind the masks. Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys like fuck it, like, you know, especially Matty, like loving like the masks and shit. I know you know like who they are, but like the HorrorFest thing, like they announced Nick Castle, and like I saw it, and I was like, that's the one I know. if it's like if it was the other ones, I'm like, I don't know.
I get that. I would say he's from Hatchet, but we've been known not to talk about
Hatchet,
on this
apparently. I haven't
podcast.
seen it.
Yeah, me either. Next year.
Yeah, we'll put it on the list.
Oh wait, was it not on last year's list? I thought that's where this all started.
No, never seen it.
Oh mate, get it on the list. I want to have a crack at it.
I'll add it to next year.
So yeah, we get the Jin going through the movie, and he's sort of like he twists whatever wishes you make. So what's the first one now? There's the guy who's inside. Oh, so I know Tony Todd's one. He's like a bodyguard in here. He's stood at the door when the party's happening.
Yeah,
and he wishes that he can get out of his daily life, of his routine, because he's always going around in circles. and the djinn sort of manipulates him into saying that he wants to get out of it, and then Tony Todd ends up in a fucking box full of water, about to drown.
Lovely. I mean, yeah,
Took him out of his daily life, yeah. So there's loads of little bits like that where he's using people's wishes against them before they can use the 3 wishes.
And is that where we see the kills and stuff?
Yes, that's where you
Is in
see
these
like
wishes.
most of the kills, yeah. And then you get the main woman, Alex, I believe her name is. She's very clever with it, where she's trying to. She obviously knows what the repercussions are if she makes those 3 wishes.
Right.
She wishes to see obviously where he comes from, and he takes her basically into this. It's basically like hell. And then she wishes again to get out of that dream, or get out of that hell, back into her own bedroom without him there. So she gets that wish provided to her as well. And then there's only one more wish left. So after that,
one thing you didn't mention is how she comes in possession of the stone, which is she's a jeweler, right? She appraises gems and stuff. And then how does this djinn come out of this stone?
So she takes it to this guy, this like scientist. It's been a while since I watched it. Who studies like diamonds and that, and he has it under like a microscope or something. Does he put a laser on
don't
it?
you get like a flash scene? Oh, is that when she knows? There's a scene where like you get like a flash of him in there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the moment he kind of comes out or something like that, or something triggers him to come out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he puts a laser on it or something like
Yeah.
that. This guy when he's studying it, and then that forces it to crack open, and then he ends up getting killed as well. But we won't give too much. We won't give too much away. But after that, the djinn starts to follow Alex throughout the movie, and she becomes the main protagonist, basically.
Right.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the makeup and the actual look of the guy?
Looks mint.
I loved it, mate. I thought it was fucking freaky. I loved it.
I suppose it falls in within the time it came out, but it was very Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh god, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, like I said, watching it now, I get like watching it now, that's almost a negative in a way. Like if you're, I mean, you know, Buffy was pretty cool. I wasn't a big fan. But like to go into something like that, you know, 25 years nearly after it's come out, it's just a bit like it's dated and there's nothing there for me to kind of hook me in. Like I mean, like I don't have the nostalgia of loving it from back in the day. I kind of again, I think I'm probably going ahead. I kind of like, because I lost interest a bit, I kind of couldn't follow the story as much. So yeah, to answer the question about makeup, because I've gone on a tangent here, it's all right.
So I think that was like one of my favorite parts of the film. I do think the thing that sort of put me off a little bit with it, that brought my rating down, was just the cheesy lines throughout the film. And it was quite cheesy. I don't know if they intended it to be so cheesy, but I mean, I do love the quote, "The shit is at the fan." That fucking made it for me. So that deserved a star within itself just because of that iconic quote in it. But after that, it just started getting pure cheese for me.
Yeah. I think it was clearly just like a fun movie. Like with shit like that, like, you know, they were just having fun. It's not meant to be dead serious. It's a cool fucking little demon story.
Yeah.
Some fucking weird effects and stuff. So lines like that you can get away with. You know, we've talked about many times about like kind of comedy and horror and where it fits and where it doesn't. This is a sort of film where like it could fit, I think, like subtly, you know, like things like that, where it's not like you're not laughing out loud at someone saying like shit hits the fan, but like it was like nice.
It's basically like fucking Bruce Campbell's Groovy.
Yeah.
Well, Ash's Groovy in Evil Dead. It's sort of the same thing. What do you think, Lon?
Evil Dead triggers some of us here.
Only Evil Dead 2. I love Evil Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What did you think, Lon?
I was hooked in with that it said Wes Craven. I feel a bit cheated though that it's not.
So you chose this film, didn't you?
I did, and I've always had the thing of that it was a Wes Craven film. Like I can straight off the bat, I can say that this isn't my favorite thing related to Wes Craven. I was going to say by Wes Craven, but it's not really by Wes Craven as such. And there is bits of it where I kind of zoned out and then zoned back into it, and it's just the storyline kind of like just falls into place.
Okay.
It's just really clumsy in how it's kind of like it turns out in the end. In terms of makeup and that, it looks awesome as an actual protagonist in it. I say protagonist. She's not a minute.
Alex's makeup's sick is what you just said.
Yeah. So the actual Jin's makeup and stuff like that is awesome.
The antagonist, isn't it? Is that the right?
Antagonist. Yeah, antagonist. We'll go with
right?
that. So yeah, his makeup's awesome. And I feel like there is like potential though of what they could have done with it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a bit clumsy in how the outcome turns out.
So did you not like the ending then? How it all wrapped up? Again, I don't want to say too much because I enjoyed the ending. I thought it was a cool little way to wrap up the movie.
It was clever how they did it, like with the wishes that get kind of twisted about. You know, you couldn't quite mess that up, to be honest.
No,
like just it was kind of a smart ending, you know, just to wrap up nicely.
And make way for sequels, which there was.
Yeah, 2 and 3, isn't there?
Yeah,
I can't believe there's a sequel.
Pretty quickly as well. Number 2.
It's horror, of course. There's sequels.
Always a sequel.
Night of the Demons got a sequel. Anything can have a sequel, and that's not slander. It's just, you know, how.
Well, yeah. Should we get on to ratings then?
Yeah. What are you all rating it? I want to know.
So I've just looked at my letterbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gave it back then a 2.5. So I'm going to stick with that.
Fair. I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go 2 out of 5. Mainly for that opening scene being quite cool. Just the excitement of having like Robert Englund in a movie that at the time of watching I thought was Wes Craven, and now it's not, but I'm not going to go back on that now.
I'm sorry. I feel like I shouldn't have said that to any of you.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. It is what it is. Again, not my kind of vibe. Yeah. Not much else to say, to be honest.
2.5 for me. I did enjoy the film. I probably will watch it again. Not rushing back to it all the time, but I'll probably will watch it again. I'll give the sequels a go as well. I did enjoy the character itself, even though, like I said, it was a bit cheesy in parts. And it did start to lose me a bit through the film, but I did enjoy the little nice little knot at the end. But yeah, I think mainly because of how the character was portrayed and that. Yeah, give it 2.5.
All right.
I'd tell people to go watch it and make their minds up.
I'll be honest, considering this is me who's like watched a few clips on YouTube, haven't actually sat down and seen the film, I'm not gonna go chuck it on straight away after hearing what you've all said. I'll be honest. But I probably will get around to it eventually.
But it is a fun film
sequels,
though. As Ryan stated, it is a fun film to watch. Something like easy maybe to put on in the background. You don't have to concentrate on it much, but yeah.
Yeah. Right. Moving on. The Mist, released in 2007. Oh my god!
Now, feel like we should put some fucking like rainbows on there or something.
Yeah.
You need to put Mist. That's what you need to do is the transition.
And is anyone good at effects to add on the video? Just
Matty, another job for you.
Yeah, we've just been challenging Matty throughout this entire series. So, all right, next film, The Mist. Released in 2007, a freak storm unleashes a species of bloodthirsty creatures on a small town where a small band of citizens hold up inside a supermarket and fight for their lives. Oh, what a pick.
Going back, the director of this, is that the guy who also did The Wishmaster as well? Because I know there's a lot of Walking Dead people in this film.
So Frank Darabont directed this. So if you don't know, The Mist is a Stephen King book. Frank Darabont also adapted 2 Stephen King books before this: Shawshank Redemption in 94, Green Mile in 99, and then this in 2007. So a big fucking, those films are huge.
Yeah. All the good ones.
Stuff. And he did go on to work on The Walking Dead. Yes.
Nice.
Robert
Kurtzman of Wishmaster.
of Wishmaster did not do The Walking Dead.
Yeah. No, but we're
Right.
talking about The Mist, aren't we?
No, I was just double checking that from before.
Right.
Because
Wait,
we're
I'm
like, is it
confused.
Robert? Because there's Robert Kirkman, I think, is The Walking Dead.
Robert Kirkman, yeah, that's what we're getting confirmed.
So it's not the same.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah,
I
let's
think
get
it's
our
just-
facts straight so we're not feeding out false information to
Yeah.
people.
But it is mad, isn't it? Like, it's Walking Dead bingo. You're just like,
It
who's
is
gonna pop
Walking
up
Dead
next?
bingo.
It's mad.
Yeah.
I think it's just mad coincidence, to be fair.
Yeah.
Fucking Walking
yeah.
Dead throughout 2 films here.
Yeah. But yeah, The Mist. What a fucking film!
Yeah.
I love this one.
That's a great
Who-
movie.
We do. I think we've kind of stopped doing who suggested this one.
You did?
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been, but then I couldn't
I'll take
remember.
credit for my work.
I didn't want to like. I didn't want to be like, oh yeah, this is my pick, and then one of you was like, fuck off.
No, yeah, this was because so anyone listening or watching, what we do is, dividing 31 between however many of us are doing it. And then there's usually a few extra because I usually say choose less.
Yeah.
And this was like one of the extras that you added on.
Yeah.
So yeah. One thing I'm going to start off asking, did you watch this in black or white or color?
So originally I obviously watched the color years ago.
Yeah.
Went to watch it the other day, so I rented it on Prime, and the image was black and white. So I was like, oh, sick, because I wanted to watch the black and white one. So I went to rent the black and white one, and then it wasn't. I was like, well, that's fucking.
Oh, fucking hell.
In all fairness, it didn't say black and white version. It's
Yeah.
just the picture was in black and white, so it's slightly misleading.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch it again soon in black and white because it kind of I've only ever seen it once before doing a rewatch, and it reminded me how much I love it. Like, it's fucking good.
It feels like a film you don't hear talked about that much, to be honest.
No.
I think I know why though.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's get into The Mist, right? The effects are a bit crappy, okay, but I can deal with it because I'm like, the story's so fucking good. Like the entire concept is exactly what I love in horror, just like something you can really imagine yourself in and how you'd fucking react in this scenario, and just the being trapped in one place. This is fucking, it's frightening. But the creatures look proper shit, especially for a 2007 release. I think there was some, 2 years later we got fucking Avatar. I know they're like not the same studios or any type of film, but you know what I mean? Like, if you just put that into comparison of what effects were like at that time.
Again, if you think, you're doing a horror film, the budget isn't huge to be able to go spend on special effects.
But it was based on a Stephen King movie. And if this dude did The Green Mile, and what was the other one? Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I think it would have been given a budget.
Shawshank Redemption is like one of the biggest films of all time.
Yeah.
So it's Dimension Films of the studio. In fact, let's find the budget on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why they did a black and white version, because the black and white version was Frank Darabont's decision. He wanted to release it in black and white, but studio pushed for color, so the release is in color.
I see.
But he intended for people to watch it in black and white.
So
I'm
going
definitely gonna...
going to the black and white,
doing.
It goes like, so obviously if you watch, I've not watched the black and white version yet, but I could imagine obviously it was going for that perspective to sort of get that classic monster movie feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that like the classic ones you see in the 50s, with the big
like
ass animals, like the blob, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can see that. But yeah, I honestly think that for the more normie film fans that might go and check out like a horror film to get a bit scared and stuff like that, I think they'd see the effects and be like, oh, this is fucking rubbish. And ignore everything else.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like because we can kind of just look at the story and focus on that, which is fucking brilliant. But I'm literally just basing this off of what I think. Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, I've known people to kind of put it on and be like, well, this looks shit. It's like,
and then they check out straight away, don't they? Just because of some visuals that they couldn't do either. 18 million was the budget for this. So I don't really have a gauge. I don't know why I said I'd look up the budget.
Yeah, it's not a massive budget that compared to some films.
So, but like, I also think like Avatar's great CGI, wasn't that being made for fucking years? And that came out a year after this is the reason I'm bringing it up.
Yeah, I was more just kind of saying it in terms of comparison of what people expect from films. Like, obviously, it's only 2 years before like that. I know that was quite a big step up in the game anyway. But I don't know. There's some I can't think of any right now, but there's other films around the same time which looked a lot better, and I think it looked stand out bad. The creature CGI.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. Like, it makes it a bit more unique, this one. I think it's just because it looks bad, but I still like it, so I'm just gonna be biased and be like, no, fuck you, it's good.
Like, I had this written down on here about the CGI, and I agree with you on that, because that does kind of let it down a little bit. But I don't know, how do you think they could have benefited off doing it like as physical props instead? I know obviously there's a lot more work to take in consideration there, but that's what the classic films used to do. The classic monster film
all comes into budget, doesn't it? And like,
exactly,
again, we
especially
don't understand ourselves.
I've got written down as a bullet point here, big ass spider.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, some of these monsters, you've got that huge shadowy crab spider monster that I don't even know what it is. You've got these acidic spiders, the freaking huge like mosquitoes and pterodactyl looking things.
Yeah, I think the mosquito fly things are the creepiest thing about it for me.
Yeah.
When they all, that scene is so good. When they all just start landing on the thing and it kind of pans out, you get that wide shot of just them everywhere.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we should say to anyone listening who hasn't seen this, the majority of the film takes place in a supermarket, and as well as all these monsters outside and this mist has come in. And what I like about this is, if something like this were to happen, you're not going to be in the perfect place. You are just going to be going about your normal day and then be in the shop and oh shit, now I'm trapped here.
With other strangers and different characters and people that want to handle it their own way. And
wow.
So that the fucking religious woman, man, she pisses me the fuck off.
Like, how good of an actress to make you hate her immediately.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
That's literally my one note for this film is fuck that Christian woman.
Yeah.
With a middle finger emoji. So don't know if you can see it on the.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So, I mean, she meets a demise anyway, and she gets shot by Ollie, who's a fucking legend in this film.
So
you didn't expect him to be like the main dude, but he is the fucking dude.
Ollie's played by Toby Jones. I fucking love Toby Jones. He's so good.
What else has he been in, by the way? I know it's a bit of a tangent.
So yeah, you might know him from like Captain America. He was the Hydra scientist.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
He is in an amazing horror movie that I'm probably going to put on next year. But I feel like you guys might not like it. It's about a Foley artist, so obviously it appealed to me. And he goes to this German like soundstage to record Foley for a film he's working on, and all this sort of. Do you know what? I'm going to put it on next year's list.
What's it called?
I'm just trying to find it now. I can't remember what it is called.
So I was looking at his film.
Do you guys think he looks like a Brain from Pinky and the Brain as well? It really reminds me of him.
Yes. Yeah, now that you've said that.
But yeah, he's the fucking dude in this film. But he fucking he's got a good shot, hasn't he, throughout the film?
Oh yeah, so like it comes to discuss in the supermarket, like, okay, we got to protect ourselves. Does anyone have a gun? And keep in mind, in this supermarket, you've got the like a few members of the army. Don't you have
biker dudes,
military, police, biker?
Yeah, because
Captain Holt.
Yeah, Captain Holt. Oh, did anyone see when I was rewatching it the other day? Side note, on my Instagram, I took a photo of Captain Holt in the mist, and then I tried to edit it to look like it was subtitles, and I put in like the yellowy text going, "You're not cheddar, you're just some common bitch."
Yes, I did see that. I did.
Yeah, I'm funny.
So yeah, and it turns out the only person who has a gun is who I'm going to refer to as Andrea from The Walking Dead, but she doesn't really know how to shoot it. She just has it to protect herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, Toby Jones Ollie ends up going, "Oh, I used to be like an amazing shooter."
Yeah.
I've won a few tournaments for shooting, which I didn't know was a thing, but yeah.
Legend.
Everything, mate.
Dude, I can't find this film.
So some of the deaths in this are pretty cool. I mean, when all the bunch of the guys go out into the mist and they have the rope tied around the bodies, and then he pulls it back, and then all you get is like
blood.
fucking half a torso.
Body.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
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 Throughout the supermarket, like you kind of get. So we should say that David, our main character, goes in the back of the supermarket to check on the generator with some mechanics, and what ends up happening is they need to go outside to fix it. This guy, volunteers, I'll do it, it's not a problem, because they don't really know what's in the mist, and that's not revealed yet. And then you just see these tentacles come from under the shutters and start grabbing him. So these
should we say that guy is the fucking Shermanator from American Pie?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Watch it for the first time. I was like, it's the Shermanator. He gets fucking killed.
What's good as well about this one, like we were saying about like how you'd never know when this sort of thing's going to happen, and you could, because they're all just strangers in the supermarket and they've got to deal with the different personalities. It's very, I mean, I don't want to say ahead of its time, because I'm sure the things have happened over the years all the time, but how like people just really just don't ever agree with each other. Let's even talk about fucking COVID, how there's so many people like thinking it's a hoax and stuff. There's 100%. Even people with it in the shop, like the people like, oh, I'm just gonna go out there, fuck it, like what's what's you gonna do?
So yeah, like after they like chop this tentacle off, don't they? And then they go in the back warning people, and some people like, especially Brent Norton is his name, who Captain Holt plays. I'm not even going to say Andre. It's
Captain Holt.
Yeah, like he thinks, oh no, you're just taking the piss out of me, and he sort of builds his little group of skeptics and deniers. Yeah.
So then you've got that rivalry amongst them as well, like.
Yeah, so you start seeing splits and little tiny communities within the supermarket, don't you? Even that would piss you off, like hearing a fucking religious woman being like,
yeah,
he needs a sacrifice. God's chose me as his vessel.
Oh, and she tries to shut them two people out. Little bitch. Get fucked. He deserves to die.
Oh,
right. I feel like for this one, just in case there is anyone listening that hasn't seen it and wants to watch it, I don't want to reveal what happens at the end.
Yeah,
but I want to talk about. But I want to talk.
Oh
I mean, we can if you guys want to. If I'm outvoted.
So,
but I want to talk about how it makes you fucking feel,
dude.
That is a gut wrenching ending, and that's what I love about horror. Like films that really fucking leave you feeling something.
Yeah.
Like, and to be honest, I think that could be another reason why some people don't like it, because some people don't like that. People want like a nice wrapped up.
Yeah, I understand that.
And this one is fucking grim, like emotionally at the end.
So has anyone read this?
No. Is it a full book or a short story?
The book's different, right? Because it cuts off before the actual film.
I think I know. Sorry, to answer Ryan first. I know Shawshank was a short story. I don't know if Green Mile was. I don't know about this either.
Yeah, I always get thrown off with Stephen King because I know when he's written something, but I don't always know if it's.
I think it's a full
some of his
book
books are hard to kind of get, you know.
Yeah, there's like huge collectors, isn't there? But yeah, to answer you, Lunn, so the book, if you've read it, and sorry to spoil the ending of the book, leaves. So we should say David and a group of 4 other people, one of them being his son, managed to get in his car. Ollie fucking dies helping them. That fucking kills good, you know. And then they get to the car, and in the book they run out of fuel and just bunker down, and that's where the book ends.
Right.
But this takes a different route.
I think it's a fucking brave move,
dude.
Stephen King condoned it. He was like, all right.
My fun fact for this.
Well, Stephen King didn't know how to end a book, so someone else did it for him and did a better job.
My fun fact for this is Frank Darabont, the director, agreed to make the film with Dimension Films only under the agreement that they cannot change the script ending. That's how from the beginning that was written for it.
Fair play.
Guys, if you've not seen this is a film to watch. Also, that kill where we see all the like bodies cocooned, and you've got the military police guy, and he's begging for help, drops on the floor, and we see his back burst with spiders crawling out. Oh my god, so good.
Nasty.
It's just such a fucking solid horror film. Like, it's one of those ones I think that, like, I mean, it shows that we can talk about it in depth like this, but also it could just work as you kind of to the more casual fans, just your kind of Friday night horror movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not too much. Yeah, it's not too much to take in terms of like, some people don't like them when they're a bit too complicated and things like that. But it's just fucking solid. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's a good plot to follow. All the characters do the job right. You'll either like them or hate them. It's just the dated CGI that may take you out of it a little if you judge films upon that. But if you can put it with black and white, because I know some people don't like it, watch it in black and white. It's great. And I found the movie that I was talking about with Toby Jones in. It's a British psychological horror, so I feel like that's a tick from Ryan already.
Yep. You saw me perk up.
Burbian Sound Studio.
That's what it's called. I'm going to Google it now. Burbian Sound Studio.
That'll be on next year's list. Little spoiler for anyone excited for next year, because I am already.
Oh, and it's the perfect runtime. Bang on 90 minutes.
We should talk about this runtime, which is 2 hours and 6 minutes, which I feel like, anything 2 hours is a commitment, but it doesn't feel long, this movie, in my opinion.
Brilliantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love it.
Like how it gets into it quite quickly in terms of like the opening scene is just after like a bit of a storm. They drive to the store. So you're in the store within 12 minutes into the film, I think. And you've already had quite a big character, like kind of introduction with Captain Holt and the main dude. Like you kind of know that.
Yeah, they're not getting on.
It gets into it quick. I just saw him kind of smirk it as I casually say, like, as you got Captain Holt and
9-9.
But no, it's paced brilliantly.
Peralta, I'm going in that bitch.
I love movies that can take place in one area and do it justice. Like Tarantino's an expert at that with Reservoir Dogs and The Hateful Eight.
Film.
So good.
See, you thought that would have saved on the actual cost of the film that they could have put towards CGI.
All right, Matty. Fucking hell. Some practical props aren't there. He's judging it.
Yeah. CGI,
to be fair though, it was the trend of movie making in the early 2000s to all CGI, computers can do the job. So
thing is, right, just to quickly, the last comment I was going to say about the CGI, it looks so much like the CGI in Evolution, which was like made 10 years earlier. Have you seen Evolution? Any of you?
I have. No.
Oh mate, it's so good. That's a proper fun fucking Sunday afternoon film. Pretty shit CGI.
Specific day to watch it.
Oh no, but you've got that, haven't you? You've got your Friday night movies, like your popcorn kind of flicks.
I get you.
Sunday afternoon is like your kind of wholesome family movies, but like edge it a bit, like Evolution, edge it a bit 12 or something,
A comedy sci-fi fire.
Oh mate, fucking it's got David Duchovny in it.
Yeah, 2001 that came out.
Yeah, fucking brilliant. But like, the CGI was very much on the same level as that, which, like, I thought to be honest, I thought Evolution was the 90s. So 6 years before. Yeah. So no, I just know at the time CGI was a bit better. So that's the only shame.
I mean, you had Eight-Legged Freaks that did a bit of a better job on CGI.
Such a good film.
You know what I mean? And that was fucking sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
David Arquette.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Right. Ratings for The Mist?
Yeah.
Who wants to kick this off? We'll end with Ryan's rating because he chose it. So go on, Matty. Talk to us about your CGI.
Talk to me about the CGI. No, I'm gonna give it a 3. Again, because going back to the rating thing, I don't know why I give something too much or too less on the gauging of the scales. The CGI kind of let it down for me, but I'm definitely like the actual plot for the film. the way it was written, obviously with it being Stephen King, and the way they sort of tied it off, and that was brilliant, especially with that ending. I would. I've not watched it in a while, but I am going to rewatch it over Halloween in black and white, just to give it that creature feature effect, which I think everyone should give a chance to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would recommend it. Let's give it a go.
Nice. Lunn?
So I'm going to copy Matty and say 3. I think it's like a perfect example of like simplicity done right. Like of how much you can develop a storyline and not change the location. CGI doesn't bother me that much because there is films from like 90s, 80s, early 2000s which has not the best CGI, but people still think they're great films. So that doesn't bother me too much. I would be interested to try it in black and white though, because I don't think it would be as noticeable in black and white.
Yeah, it hides it very well. I'll be honest.
3.
Nice. I'm giving it a 3.5 because the ending picked that up 0.5, but I can't give it a 4 because CGI and stuff. I love this movie. It's a great movie. It's a fun watch as well. And go on.
And I'm going to give it a 4. I'm very confident with a 4. We've said all we need to say about the CGI. That's the only thing I think that let it down for me. It's paced brilliantly. The story, Matty, Matt Lunn.
It's too many
Matts.
Oh,
I've gotten better. You just said it perfectly about like the simplicity just working, and it just solid. Love it. 4 out of 5.
Nice.
And I haven't even seen the black and white one yet, so I'm proper hyped to watch that.
Oh yeah, I want to know what you
when
think
Amazon don't rip me off.
All of you. Right. Our next film, The Lost Boys, released in 1987. After moving to a new town, 2 brothers discover that the area is a haven for vampires. This is my first time watching this.
All right, I want to start off with what Pearson thinks.
Yeah.
Right. You got to keep in mind, I slated Bram Stoker's Dracula, but love Interview with a Vampire. So I still don't know where I sit with vampires. I'm just trying to drag this out to make you all panic.
I'm surprised though it's your first time, because like your Jay is like a massive movie buff, and I'm guessing he holds Lost Boys in high regard as well.
I don't even think he's seen it. I'll be honest. I'll text him now and find out.
He's like a massive movie buff. I'd be shocked if he hasn't watched it.
I only watched it for the first time like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then just like, I was like, oh my God, I've fully missed out on so much here.
It's a classic.
I'm one of them poor bastards that saw number 2 before number 1.
No, is it when I brought it round Mellins or something like that? Yeah. Love it.
So I think I can't remember if we spoke about this off podcast or when we're recording. So for the video, people, I got 2 Lost Boys hand tattoos. So obviously people talked about the Lost Boys quite a lot, and my favorite thing is when they say like about Lost Boys, I go, yeah, I've never seen it. Like I've got a fucking jacket with a huge back print, 2 tattoos. The sticker on my laptop that I'm using right now is from that Lost Boys pizza place in Camden. I was like, yeah, I've never seen it, mate. And then me and my housemate Liam, shout out, love to pretend that Lost Boys 2: The Tribe is like the best movie of all time.
Which confused me for ages because I was like, why is the sequel better than... Should I just skip? Yeah.
So go on, Pearson. What did you think then?
What
was your overall remarks?
Nah. No, I'm joking. I actually really like this. It's great. It's a great movie. Yeah. Like the style's sick. I love that. You've got, what's Michael's brother's name? Is it Sam?
Oh, I'm really bad with names.
My fucking mind's gone blank.
Please hold.
Come on, guys. I hear you talk about Lost Boys all the time.
Yeah, put it on hold.
I'm just bad with names.
It is Sam.
Yeah.
Do you want to confirm that?
Can confirm.
Okay, cool. So
played
I love
by
that.
Corey Haim.
Yeah. You've got Sam like moving to the town, goes to the comic book shop looking for comics, ends up given homework with you know, vampires and a horror comic that he isn't into.
Good. Yeah.
And then he's just like using that as research, kind of like, I love that because it kind of reminded me of like, we just watched Creep Show,
yeah,
and, you know, referencing Tales of the Crypt and stuff. So I was like, this is cool that like horror comics are a thing to the lore. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. And to answer your question, Matty, Jay hasn't seen Lost Boys.
Oh, damn. Get him on it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Right.
So you mentioned about the style. That's what, when I first watched it a few years ago, I can remember the first time watching The Lost Boys. Like, I felt almost like a child going into like one of these big movies. You know, like you've got parents that are like, oh, I remember watching Star Wars for the first time and shit like that. And I got that from this. Like when the music kicked in, they're like, doo doo. And you got like the camera going and the like, oh, it was so good. I was like, I'm fucking in. That theme tune, Cry Little Sister, so good. So good. Like I just listened to it all the time. There was a Marilyn Manson cover, which when I DJ download, I played it, and a dude in the Lost Boys t-shirt walked past and didn't even acknowledge me. And I was like, well, fuck you then. And
fake fan.
And fuck Marilyn Manson, so I can't listen to that one anymore. But Churches have just done a cover of it, which is quite good. So check that out. Yes, this film just fucking oozes style. Like it's so fucking like campy 80s.
Yeah.
Fucking it's so good.
Yeah, just from the beginning when it sets the scene, like you said, and you get the shot of Santa Carla.
Yeah,
and
on the boardwalk.
And all the rides, and the boardwalk and everything. It's just fucking awesome. And then when you get that first scene when they're in the car and they drive past the big border that says "Welcome to Santa Carla," and on the opposite side, "Murder Capital of the World."
Yeah,
it's like, fuck.
It feels like you're fucking literally going there watching the film, though. It's almost like you're starting a holiday or something. Like you're literally driving in. Also, so like, you know, you got this. Like it opens obviously with the bit on. Or is it the opener? Like the bit with the Santa Cruz Pier. No, Santa Carla, Santa Cruz is the real one. I get confused. Santa Carla Pier, which is obviously filmed on Santa Cruz Pier. I can't remember if we spoke about this before. The bit on Us when they're on Santa Cruz Pier. So Us, that scene was set the year Lost Boys was being made, and there's a bit where the mum says to the dad, "Oh, I hear they're shooting a movie over on the Ferris wheel," and that's a reference to that's a reference to Lost Boys.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
love it.
I can finally connect those dots now that I've seen Lost Boys.
No way.
Love that.
Yeah, it's the beginning scene when you get the first kill, when you don't actually see the vampires. All you get is the swooping of the vampire, and the front of the top of the car just gets ripped off, and then that's that. Like, what a fucking opener for a film.
Yeah,
just not giving the people away to begin with. You just see the perspective of the vampire, and that's that until further on in the film, and then you get the two brothers whose characters are just fucking great. Well, no, I'm on about Sam and Michael.
Oh, okay,
yeah. They're like two opposites. He's wanting. Michael's there for the fucking girls, and he doesn't want to be there. And then you've got Sam, who's just interested in everything around him. Yeah, ends up going into the comic store and meeting the Frog Brothers, who are a classic duo as well.
Yeah, because they're the ones that stayed on in the sequels, aren't they? I didn't actually watch the sequels.
Oh, are they?
So...
Yeah, they give the advice about all the vampires.
I mean, they certainly do throughout this.
You know what else? Like, found it really funny how Kiefer Sutherland's David pronounces Michael throughout the film.
What do you mean?
Because he says it like in a really condescending tone, like Michael. Every time he says it, when you watch,
I didn't hear it as condescending. I kind of know what you mean, and it's quite distinct. Like every time someone says the name Michael, I always think like, "Join us, Michael." Like Oh, mate, fucking. But Kiefer Sutherland in this is brilliant. Like his whole look is just iconic. Like awesome. The cool blonde hair, like his makeup throughout the film is just great. Everyone just looks badass. Like literally, like I think there's a scene where like the vampires, but when they're kind of more in their human form, just like walk into like a store or something, or they're like when you first kind of see them, they just look fucking cool as fuck.
Oh, where they're like roaming about Max's video store.
Just it's so cool.
So what about this scene
I
as well?
Do you know what? I struggle when we're on these big films because I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. There's just so much I like about it.
It's the scene where the people are having the party in the middle of like nowhere, and they all turn up there, and you've got Aerosmith's Walk This Way playing in the background as well, and just that whole scene with the guitars fucking going off in the background whilst everyone's just getting fucking murdered. And then but it's before that when you sort of see them looking at the prey as well, and you see the faces in there, and it's just like, wow.
They're in the tree, aren't they? Getting Michael to come over, and then David like reveals fully. That is the first time you get the reveal of and the confirmation of like, shit, yes, they are vampires.
The lighting on that as well when you just see just that section of his face.
It is cool how they kind of introduce the characters in like the human form. And I mean, obviously we know they're going to be vampires from the audience perspective, but seeing Michael's kind of journey with them and kind of disbelieving for a while, kind of getting a bit suspicious, but not, and then like it's just like, oh no, that's
So cool. Having like this being my first watch of it, one thing I absolutely loved this scene was you see the group kind of force Michael to hang out with him because he's interested in Star, right? And then they take him to where they hang out in this abandoned like pier front, like sand filled hotel thing, right? And they get Chinese food, and it's just the like mind games. I was like, of course, like that's such a simple like vampire like mind game. He basically, anyone listening hands him the usual Chinese food white cartons you always see. He's like, it's only rice, and then it's like, how are those maggots, Michael? Oh,
that seems so cool.
And then like he sees him eating noodles, but he thinks it's worms, and he's like, you're eating worms. Oh, I
kind of had that scene slightly ruined for me because I actually watched What We Do in the Shadows before The Lost Boys, and like in that they make reference to all this stuff. So like they invite like a normal dude around because they think they're planning to eat him or something, and all the vampires are trying to be nice, but one's got to be that cocky guy kind of thing. He's like, how is your worms and stuff like that. So like I knew that bit was coming. So it was a bit of a scary movie type situation there where it kind of got told to me before. But that was the only bit. I didn't actually know anything else about The Lost Boys when I first watched it. But
so the scene where Michael actually drinks, so they make him drink the blood, and he drinks the blood, and then you get the montage after that where Cry Little Sister's playing in the background, and you get the montage of him throughout the night, and he's making love to that woman, and you can see him slowly transforming. That's just fucking awesome as well. Like, I think back when this movie came out, obviously all the other Dracula films and vampire films you had were very horror. Do you know what I mean? They were very like horror related, whereas this one, it brings the fun into it, but also it kind of makes you want to be a vampire as well.
They're a cool group to hang out with. You're like, oh, fucking, I want a leather jacket now and to hang out with people,
Yeah.
They look cool. I want cool establishing shots in a Ferris wheel.
Where's my pit bike?
So I want to give a shout out to the mum character, so Michael and Sam's mum, played by Diane Wiest. I just had to Google it because I don't actually know her real name. But she's also Edward Scissorhands. No, not Edward Scissorhands' mum, but the mum in Edward Scissorhands who kind of takes in Edward Scissorhands. She's just such a typical but amazing like 80s, 90s mum character. Like just so fucking lovely.
Yeah. But also like another thing I liked about the mum character is she's trying to like sort her own, her love life out after you hear breaking up with Michael and Sam's father. Yeah. So she's got a date with Max, but then throughout it, Sam's seeing Michael change, reading his comic, referencing, he's putting two and two together, panicking, ringing his mum. But he just his mum thinks, oh, you just don't want me to be happy and, date other men,
Yeah.
It's such a funny, like, dynamic between the two.
You've got the grandpa who's the complete opposite to the mum. He's a grumpy old fucker, but he's so funny. And the bit where he's going out on the date as well, and he just texts the taxidermy to give her a fucking present.
Because she's recently widowed.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's like he gets the best line at the end of the movie, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like the thing about Santa Carla. Wait, are we on about the grandpa character?
We're on about the grandpa,
Yeah,
like, he knows everything that's going on, but he's just not fucking arsed.
He doesn't go into town. He stays away.
The one thing I hated about Santa Clara is the goddamn vampires. After all the shit's fucking happened, he's just like,
his house is ruined.
Thought.
I do love as well where he's like, before that date, he goes to Sam like, I need something that smells like aftershave. He's like, what about Windex? Yes. Spraying it on himself.
It's so sweet.
Man, it's such a fucking great film, though. Yeah.
Can we get to the big bit?
Go on.
Actually, when so you've got the Frog Brothers end up killing one of the vampires, so then they come for them after.
Yeah.
And they've sort of sorted the house out to fight them off, essentially. The fucking holy water and garlic in the bath scene.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, even when I feel bad saying just the vampire, but obviously I've only watched this once. I don't know the characters enough yet. But where he's like, oh, garlic, that doesn't work. Laughing and smiling, like, holy water. You just see his face slowly start melting.
Yeah. Oh. Fucking great effect. Considering it's sort of like a kid's. I don't know what the rating is on this, but
it's 15.
Right.
So
the effects are fucking brilliant as well, especially in the 80s. I mean, you did have the greats back then, like Tom Savini, who pulled stuff like that off all the time, but I think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
And it's just about right for a sort of a kid's film as well. Like this was like one of the films that I grew up watching as like a kid's film, and I think there's not too much in there that could fucking destroy a kid's childhood.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good introduction, a good introduction to horror movie.
Yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, as you're saying, the kills on that, and then you've got the whole death by stereo, like that's fucking cool as well. But what about the scene also when Max comes into the house and she invites him in the house for dinner? And they're all sat around the dinner table, and Sam invites the Frog Brothers round, and they're trying everything in their power to try and reveal him as being a fucking vampire.
Yeah,
spilling
so
water
funny
on him, giving him garlic instead of cheese for his spag bowl.
And it does throw you off. You like, for the first time round, did you think he was a vampire, Pearson, when you saw that?
So when he suggests, I think Max, who my mum's dating, I was like, where have you got that from? You know, like, that's not the head vampire. Fucking David's the head vampire. I'm telling you right now. You know, he's trying to recruit Michael. He's saying who does what. And then I never put two and two together. So the ending, are we going to talk about the ending?
Yeah, fuck it. This is
it's
like
a classic, isn't it? So the ending where you're like, don't you know you should never invite a vampire into your house? So it's just like, I do know that rule. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Just forgot about it.
They got by.
Yeah. Never put two and two together. It's such a good, it's a twist, you know?
Yeah.
I love the first time I watched it because my other half watches Gilmore Girls, where the guy that plays Max is like the granddad.
He's the grandfather to Laura.
So when he reveals like, holy shit, Richard Gilmore's a fucking vampire.
Jess did the same thing about an hour ago. Oh, love it.
Yeah, going back to the beginning bits as well. You've got the soundtrack, the brilliant Tim Capello singing "I Still Believe" with the top off and the saxophone, like
so good,
looking sexy as fuck with his sax, just fucking going through it with his leather thong.
I mean, the whole thing's just such a fucking vibe. I don't know many other films that are that kind of vibe where like it's like just everything, like the sound, like you can put the soundtrack. No, I'm chatting shit here. I'd say loads of films have good soundtracks, but like I don't know, there's just something about this one, like everything to it, the soundtrack, the music, the fucking,
it's like perfectly stylized for the film.
So very smoky in places and stuff. Like it's just so fun. Like
I think directed by Joel Schumacher, who also did two of the Batman films, which are the most like vibrantly colored ones, like the George Clooney Batman and Robin, and the one with the Jim Carrey Riddler.
Right. I like
the most.
Joel Schumacher also did a film called Falling Down. If none of you've seen it, go watch it. It's fucking amazing. It's on Netflix. It's just about a guy having a bad day. That's a side note. It's not a horror. Sorry.
this soundtrack though, like you get like Echo and the Bunnymen and In Excess, so you get all these fucking
got the
big names
Doors,
on it as well. The
haven't
Doors,
you?
yeah,
People
the
Are
Doors,
Strange.
yeah, People Are Strange.
I thought that was like perfect. I never picked up on what is the theme song because I know the Doors, People Are Strange. I was like, oh, that perfectly suits the film and what it's completely about. I'll be honest, because I've watched The Lost Boys so late, I still believe Tim Capello was going to be a big part of this movie. Obviously, I've seen him for the love of horror.
Yeah.
You know, he does loads of conventions, very spoke about. And I was like, oh, there he is in the intro. Like, as we get the panning shot and this amazing scene. And then that was it. I was like, is he going to pop up at some point? And I got to the final act. I was like, I'm not seeing him again, am I?
I think that's why it works for the conventions and stuff, though, because it is just like he's got a moment, and he can just you can really recreate that moment on a stage, as Matty you saw the other day, and I'm very jealous.
Say, he's still fucking got it, and he's been to For the Love of Horror these past 2 years because it was such a big hit that first year, and they brought him back again, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back there again next year. But
100%.
that is a sight to see. Honestly, you guys need to fucking get there next year.
Yeah, that's our plan, isn't it?
I mean that the guy last year, 2019, they had Jerry McCann who sings "Cry Little Sister." He performed that, but Tim Capello completely outshined him, which is weird because you think "Cry Little Sister" is the bigger one, but I'm not afraid to say Tim Capello fucking oh dude, he brings it. He fucking brings it with that saxophone, and everybody loves it as well. He gets a standing ovation. Everybody fucking loves it. So yeah, just shows you how much of a great film it is, and the fact that the soundtrack can be just as good as the film itself.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've all said a lot. Are we moving on to ratings? Or anything want to?
Yeah, it's same as when we had the Exorcist the other day. Like I feel like there's so much could say that it's almost hard to even know where to begin and stuff. But yeah, we've covered quite a lot of good points.
So before we do, I'll give you my fun fact.
Yes.
The names of the Frog Brothers, Edgar and Allan, are a direct reference to probably one of the first ever horror gothy writers, Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice, didn't know that.
The more you know. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Right. Ratings. Shall I go first, considering I watched it 2 hours ago?
Go on.
Yep. Keep in mind, it's been hyped up a lot, and I feel like this might grow the more I watch it.
Yeah.
This is a classic, isn't it? And I'm still like, why is it a classic? Because I get why, but I think it's going to grow me a bit more. But I gave it a 4, so it's not a bad rating, you know.
I had this. To be honest, I had the same the first time I watched it. I did really enjoy it, but I remember like, yeah, okay, and then I just thought about it all day, and then I was like, I need to watch that again. I think I watched it. I think I watched it twice in a week.
Yeah, now that we're talking about it, I'm like, it's a fun film. I'm gonna watch it again very soon.
I want to watch it tonight just because we're talking about it.
And then you're gonna watch number 2. And number 3.
So, do you avoid the sequels, by the way?
Yeah, I've not seen them.
I didn't mind the second one. The third one took it a bit out there, but yeah, I won't like talk about it because I'd rather you guys see it and make your own mind up for yourselves. Okay. It's not a touch on the first one, obviously, but yeah you do get Corey Feldman coming back. Yeah.
All right, who's next on the reins?
Whose film was this one? I can't remember if I recommended it or
yours. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go last again then.
All right, go on, Lunn.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Oh, okay.
Awesome vibe, iconic. I would say there's so much about this film you could talk about. So it's a solid 4.
Nice. Matty?
So this is going into my bucket of number 5s.
Oh,
yeah, because. This is one of those films that I grew up watching. You know what I mean? I can't remember how many fucking times I've watched it, but I will always come back to it. I'll never get bored of it. Again, the soundtrack's banging. The characters in it are amazing. The actors did a fucking great job. And just the overall look and the setting of it. And yeah, it just doesn't get old. So absolutely classic.
And Ryan?
I'm joining Matty there. I very, very rarely give a film top marks, but I just can't fault Lost Boys at all. It's such a fun movie. Literally, I could probably think of like 4 films that I'd ever give that high kind of ratings to. But yeah, 5 out of 5. Fucking love it.
Nice. Right.
Is the sound all right, by the way? I've just noticed Trash Boat have gone on and I can hear them. So I don't know if you can hear them.
I can't hear them.
When it's silent, I can hear it a tiny little bit.
Okay.
Not much,
Yeah,
nothing
they've definitely got the sound a bit louder for those guys. Obviously, headliner, so.
The usual sound engineering trick, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's turn everyone else down.
And our final film. Right, our final film for not just this recording, but HorrorFest 2. We're going to end strong. It's Jaws. Released in 1975.
Was it released in 1975?
Yep.
Representing today.
Oh, look at that.
Great, man.
Universe having synchronicities going on here.
Yeah.
Jaws released in 1975. When a killer shark unleashes. When a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community of Long Island, it's up to the local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I don't think this film needs an introduction, does it?
Yeah, everyone knows Jaws.
Yeah.
This was like, you very rarely get something as big as this to be like a worldwide phenomenon to the point that like, it's fucking, I mean, obviously we weren't around at the time, but we've all heard about it. It shuts everyone up. Wasn't it like no one wanted to go in the sea? People would even be scared of swimming pools and fucking baths and shit. Like, it fucked people up. And like, what's brilliant about it is it got to so many people without really showing a lot, like obviously until the end, but like a large part of this film is very much just suspense. So that's what, that's the kind of fear I love. This is why I love going to like those fear mazes and stuff like that, because it's just full suspense. And then when you get that release, it's just like, you end up laughing, but that's like the connection of like horror and comedy and stuff. And like, but like it's that build up tension. And that's what I love so much. And it plays on that perfectly, you know, to the point that it really fucking got into people's heads for a long, long time. And I think that's brilliant. So I just slipped to my fucking floor. I didn't notice that. I was trying to move and I went, yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, this is obviously Steven Spielberg. What bit? I'm not too sure on what films he had previous to this, but I'm curious. I don't know if you've got it written down.
Find out for you.
Because
I obviously know what he did afterwards, but I don't know what he did before.
This was obviously one of his big films, especially at the time, one of the big breakthrough films. So I'm curious.
Here's how big this film is, right? This influences pop culture, not just, you know, hang on, I'm just getting nice pause. He did a bunch. His first film was in 1959.
Oh fuck.
He called The Last Gun.
In terms of popularity, do you know what I mean? Like, was this his first?
Oh, hang on. That was editing roles, so I'm going to edit that out.
I just Googled his films, and the earliest one I can see is Duel, Duel, thriller action, 90 minutes. No,
it was The Last Gun.
Don't know anything about it, though. So I don't know, maybe he was in films for a while and then like started directing. So maybe he was a bit known just for other areas, but this is the earliest I would have known of Steven Spielberg. Like, again, obviously not from back when it came out, but I mean, you know, I would guess this is the earliest I know that he's been doing stuff.
Yeah, in terms of directing on IMDb, he's done a bunch of little stuff and then like some Columbo episodes, which is fucking mad in it, and then the big one is Jaws straight after.
Right, so it's safe to say this was his breakthrough film then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And well deserved.
And John Williams on the score as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, they then formed a bit of a good relationship working together for the years, because was it nearly 20 years later, Jurassic Park?
Yep.
Jesus.
Tell you what, John Williams had a good run, didn't he, in the 70s as well? 70s, 80s.
They started the trend of a director-composer staying with one another. You know, like Nolan and Zimmer is your most recent example.
You get Lucas and Williams as well, didn't you? The Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably because I know Spielberg's friends with George Lucas, probably fucking recommended, oh, you need a composer. Mm-hmm. This guy.
On it, yeah.
I think if he's did Jaws, you don't need to be recommended.
That's true,
that speaks for itself, you know. Like the simplicity of like, if we're just talking about the theme tune here, like just that fucking like dum, it just builds so much fucking tension and terror, and like everyone knows what you whip it. You getting us a song out, Lunn?
Right, let's get the campfire out.
What's he doing?
And the reason that is so suspenseful is those two notes shouldn't fit together. It's like half a step, isn't it? So it feels uncomfortable and never really settles, just like the water wouldn't with a shark in it, you know.
Oh,
nice.
That's poetic.
Look at that. Bit of music theory for you.
Oh no, the light's gone off. What's going on? It was on charge.
What has gone on?
Hang on.
Oh, just put the phone light underneath your chin and get the whole campfire
candlelight feel.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how long that lasts.
There he is.
We are on the last film, so
Yeah.
Ryan's back with us.
Oh no!
That looks cozy, to be fair, mate.
Fuck's sake! Wait, no, I don't know that. That really.
We're join him in unison. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell! I'll just carry on. Cheers, guys.
For Ryan.
Oh man, I thought it was charging.
Oh, shit, I see your issue. Like, you never want to do that, do you? But
yeah. Just to let people know, I'm recording this in a van, so I'm very, but you know, doing what I can.
It's the last film. There we go.
It is the last film. So, yeah, this film is like so big in pop culture that it's not just films that reference it. It's fucking everything, you know? This is such a huge film. And I think another way of, you know, telling you how big of a film it was when it was released is, I know media classes and lecturers and stuff take the beach scene when you've got Brody sat on the beach. That's one of my favorite scenes, by the way.
Yes.
He's sat on the beach. He's been told he's not allowed to close the beach because of tourism. He's new to the town. He doesn't really have the authority to do that just yet. You know, he's still viewed as an outsider to the people in the town. And you just seeing his paranoia. He knows there's been a shark attack and he's just watching people swim. And you build it up in your own head. You start getting like, oh shit, is that a shark behind it?
Yeah.
You're getting paranoid with him.
Yeah.
And then when it does happen, you do get the shark. That iconic zoom in on his face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Again,
is anyone familiar with the technique for what they do with that, to how they got that shot?
What, with the zooming in?
So basically, yeah. So what they'll do is, because the background kind of, the depth changes.
Yeah. I mean, I know how they do it if you're doing like a corridor type scene, but I don't know how they do it if someone sat down.
So essentially, the trick is that they move further back, but zoom in at the same time, so the actual depth changes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. And was that like the first use of it, where it became a technique after that?
Ooh, not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, if anyone knows, please let me know.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the animatronic shark as well, because that is fucking brilliant. I know, obviously, like you said, a lot of it's building the suspense all the way through, and you don't see the shark that often. But when you do see the shark, holy shit. To say that was an animatronic at the time, they did a fucking brilliant job.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah. It's fucking... Yeah, props.
Has anyone been to Florida and been on the Jaws ride? It's not there anymore, but I went years ago.
No, see, when I went in 2006 for the first time, so I wouldn't have really remembered it. But when I went back in 2019, it wasn't there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
anymore.
Try and find it on YouTube. It was proper fun. You get like the actors in the boats, and they pretend like it's a tour, and then it's like, oh my god, there's a shark about, and then they do a big fucking reveal, and it's proper sick. Gutted they got rid of it.
I have watched clips on YouTube of it.
Yeah.
There was the Universal Studios in Hollywood. If you go on that tour, in the backlot tour, they did used to have the orca set up there until it started rotting, and someone on the park decided to get rid of it. And there's a video on YouTube of Steven Spielberg driving around the Universal backlot talking about all the different film sets that he worked on, and he drives past that set, and he explains about that, and he was pissed off at the fact that they actually got rid of it, because he said he came back one time because he liked to come back there and actually sit inside. And yeah, he went back there once and they got rid of it without even asking him. And they ended up I think they sold bits of the wood off and that, maybe at auction and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a sad story.
So another thing I'm going to mention, you kind of get like what we've just had with talking about The Mist, where you see the divide in people. You kind of get that in this, where you see the divide of we should close the beach, we shouldn't close the beach. And then when the mother of I can't remember his name, but the little boy that dies when you do have Brody paranoid on the beach, she puts like a bounty on the shark's head, doesn't she, of $3,000? And all of a sudden everyone's going hunting this and like chumming the water, fucking overloading boats, taking dogs with you. It's just so funny to see like the priorities of different people and that divide, like we were talking about.
Yeah, it says like I think we've said this a few times, how like films can relate so much to like real world, but like let's talk about like how in the UK over here it's been proper shit with like COVID and that, and certain people not believing certain things, and the way like the situations are handled. So like in terms of like when you say about they should have closed the beach early and they didn't, is like, oh fuck, isn't that very, very close to home of situations we've had in this past year?
Yeah,
like,
you will get those
the
people
qualified people are telling me to close the beach. I'm not going to listen to them.
Yeah,
they don't know what they're talking about. Sorry, Matty, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that like you definitely will get that happening. Like the beach will get closed, but you still get those dickheads who would actually go out in there and probably get eaten. So fuck
yeah. Also, that opening scene where you've got the woman skinny dipping, and we're not showing the shark; it's just POV under the water.
Yeah,
I think that again is like, if it just showed us the shark, wouldn't be as suspenseful.
Yeah,
wouldn't be as scary.
It's like Halloween with Michael's mask and the eyes, you know, like if you just saw him walking around doing it, it wouldn't be the same. But to do it from the shark's perspective,
100%,
and
so
not showing the shark for so long.
Yeah, it just makes it more menacing. And then when she gets pulled around in the water screaming for help, and she's just like left to right, oh, so good.
I will throw in a negative here though.
Oh, okay.
I do feel it drags a little bit in the way that I swear they go out hunting the shark at one point and then come back and then go out again. And I feel like they could have condensed it into one trip and probably saved about 15 minutes on the runtime, because I watched it a few months ago, so I might be a bit wrong there, but I just remember there was a certain thing that I remember felt was a bit dragged out, and was like, when we talk about like pacing of a film, like The Mist being 2 hours, 6 minutes, paced brilliantly, I'm pretty sure Jaws is pretty much the same runtime. It's about 2 hours bang on.
Yep.
But I do, and as much as I can appreciate Jaws and really do like it, I feel that the pacing is the thing that lets it down. I think there's a bit too much in there. There's a bit dragged out.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't know what you guys think of that. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely with you on that one.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I feel like I watched this as a kid. I mean, I don't really know my age then, but I dismissed it. I was like, it's slow, it's boring, I'm not into it. But I didn't really appreciate the suspense of what's going on and stuff like that. Yeah. Now that I do watch it, I'm kind of like, I think that pacing is just waiting for the shark. I think it adds to it. I don't think it takes me out of it.
At times
it does go on. I think
at times it does. Like the first hour is one of those ones that's like, I don't know, you could argue it's slow, but it's not. It's perfectly as it should be, and it delivers exactly what you want. But it's just, I just feel like in the second half, in places, it starts to lose me a bit. Maybe more on rewatch because I kind of know what's coming.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, there is about a good 20 minutes in there, which I think could be cut out. So that's my negative.
I'm sorry to completely interrupt your negative and the talk of Jaws, but your lighting and the fact that you're in a van makes it look like you're on Host or the Blue.
Yeah.
Do the under the.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move it because I'll fuck it
Yeah,
up.
no. We'll leave
yeah.
it as
I
it is.
expect to see like a figure just slowly appear in the background behind you.
I'm trying to think.
Over
I don't
his
think you can
shoulder.
see. I don't think you can see the window, but imagine if like a face just fucking appeared
Some glowing eyes.
like there. Wait, where's my hand? Imagine a face just appears here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The
What is that bit?
Suspiri
Hang on.
yellow eyes.
No, you can't see the window. You're looking at the felt bits, and no,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all good.
So, what about the characters in Jaws then? So, Quint, for example, what a fucking character he is.
You know, his intro alone says everything, doesn't it? Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, he is a very unique character to say the least. But you know, he's the man for the job.
Sorry,
Yeah.
because I'm bad with names. Which one was Quinn? Is that the police guy or?
Quint is the seafarer who's like, I'll do it on my own
Okay,
for
yeah,
100 grand and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So, a fun fact about Quint as well. Like, you'll probably be quite shocked at this. The guy who played Quint is called Robert Shaw, and he's actually from West Horton in Bolton.
Really?
Yeah, he's only from down the road. Yeah,
Yo, that's like a 10-minute drive from
Yeah.
where we are.
yeah.
No.
know that.
That's
Damn.
where he's from. He later moved to Ireland, which is where I think his ashes are scattered.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's actually from West Horton, which is where I work.
Wow.
Which is fucking crazy.
That's fucking mad. Did not know that. I like that.
Mm.
Also, while we're
Lord.
on characters, I love Richard Dreyfuss's character in this as the marine biologist.
Yeah,
Fucking, I really, yeah. That's all I'm
I
gonna
think
say.
the
See, the
characters
cat-
in this are done well.
They're done well for me. They're done well enough that like I don't really have any kind of liking or dislike to any of the characters. They're just there to flow with the story. Like for me, it's very much the tension of the shark throughout the film, and maybe that's why I find it drags a bit, because on the moments where you are spending more time with the characters, and because I just don't personally relate to them as much, I kind of lose it a bit there. Maybe I'm being a bit unfair by saying it needs to be cut, but
No, like if that's what you think, like I might be trying to defend it because of my rating, and I have a love for this film. That I chose this one because I think it's like our modern day monster movie. We don't get monster movies anymore. I know Matty's a big fan of the Universal monsters, and I know a little bit about them, but not as much as you do. And we're gonna do a deep dive on them. But yeah, I think this is like your modern day monster movie that still lives up when watching it.
I just generally love shark movies as well, and you don't get many good ones.
Yeah, you don't.
My personal favorite is probably one that isn't even a good one, but I just fucking love it. Deep Blue Sea.
Oh my god!
I thought you was going to say Sharknado then for a second.
No, because that's just like stupid type. Like Deep Blue Sea, like they tried to be a proper film.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a fun film.
That's a great film, but what's hilarious is it has sequels.
Yeah, I know.
Does it?
It does. I
because
think number 3 came out. 2
oh,
years
is
ago or
there? Oh
something.
yeah, no, yeah, there is, because I said I was really disappointed that it wasn't just called Deeply 3.
Continuing this all the way through, aren't you? You want numbers in titles.
Deeply 3.
Yeah, Deep Blue 3 came out in 2020.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking shocking. Anyway.
Yeah, should we go on to our ratings then for the film?
Before we do that, I'll give you my small fun fact.
Yeah.
You're going to need a bigger boat. It was not scripted. It was completely ad-libbed.
Nice.
I think like that's such the biggest quote from this movie.
I said it yesterday. I can't remember. I think we were loading up something or carrying something. I was like, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." And I don't know.
That's pop culture. It's just in everyone's
no,
vocabulary, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
I love the reaction on Brody's face when he realizes the size of the fucking shark.
Yeah.
It's just like he shoots up. He's like, it's so good.
So, should we get on to ratings?
Yes.
I am, because I'm going to be reading from WhatsApp. So,
Join you anyway.
Reading from WhatsApp.
yeah, I got some questions for you after this.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'll go over my rating just because I feel like out of everyone, I'm probably the one that isn't as into it, but I do still like it. So I'm going to give Jaws a 3.5. only thing that lets it down for me is the pacing, but the tension and terror and what it did for pop culture and just cinema in general is fantastic. So it's a great film, but yeah, 3.5 for me.
I'm just going to copy Ryan on that. Exactly everything that I said, 3.5. Okay, I'm on board with Ryan with the points that he's given.
Lunn?
Ooh, so just to set a bit of background on this, to my memory, Jaws is the first ever horror film I saw. And I remember specifically the amount of terror that I felt after watching it, because I think I was about the same age as the kid who gets eaten.
Oh god.
So I remember after it for about a week, I had like nightmares about being eaten by sharks at sea or whatever. Never really go out to sea, but I was like, I'm gonna get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
And then I think just the appreciation of that film in general and all the time. Even me and Mike went recording years upon years ago, and we were sat on Whitstable Beach, and there was a private screening on like a giant projector screening at some pub or something, and they had it on surround sound, and they were screening Jaws. So we were sat on the beach, and we could hear the Jaws theme tune from that pub.
That's sick.
It was just like a distant echo of the Jaws theme tune.
Have you seen there's some places that it might be more in America or stuff, but they do screenings in the sea. You get like a rubber dinghy, and you can watch it. Yeah, that's mad.
Sick. Oh, that would be an experience.
It's incredible. But yeah, overall, I feel like as a horror film for me, I feel like it's quite important in terms of my journey with horror and stuff like that. So I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Fair. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5.
Ooh.
Like I can't name another monster movie of recent, and that is so liked by myself. So, just like giving credit to the genre alone, a good monster movie has got to be up there for me. And soundtrack's amazing, shot wonderfully, actors are great. I don't mind the pacing, but it's one of them where it's like I've rated it so high, but I don't watch it that often. But I don't think you do with your favorite movies.
No, I'm not that even with music. I don't listen to my favorite bands all the time.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say any more on that.
That's cool. I think that's fair. Like, you guys have got your own kind of journey with it, and I think that's what's important with like the classics.
Yeah. Well, I think that right there, that talking about Jaws perfectly sums up why I really enjoy doing this every year with you.
Yeah.
Is we all have like different opinions, and we'll say if something's shit, like Night of the Demons, or whether something's good.
The Collector.
No, that's shocking. That right.
So now we've done 31 films for 31 days of October. So thanks for sticking with it. We're not feeling as burned out as previously, I don't think.
We were a bit more organized, so it wasn't as much of a
100%.
rush, I suppose. So
yeah,
and we'll be even more organized next year.
Yeah, I thought of another film I want to add on today, so I'm gonna message you guys later.
Perfect. Yes. So how was your first all the way through HorrorFest, Ryan?
That's fun. I've really enjoyed it. Like, it's been a shame that I've been as busy, so obviously had to miss another episode because I really wanted to fucking fully commit and do the whole thing. But yeah, work's been a bit hectic. But we've managed to make it work. Like me recording in this van right now.
Yeah, perfect.
I just fucking loved it, man. Like, we just love chatting fucking horror, innit?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've had a good time. Thanks for having me on,
mate.
Oh,
every year,
pleasure, man.
Not gonna thank us.
Oh,
You're gonna be begging
I'll take it back. Fuck you.
I think you summed it up best, Matty. Is I feel like we fully got the most out of October with doing these as well. Were you going to say something? Did I interrupt someone then?
I know, because I'm jumping ahead because I know one of the questions you're going to ask, and I was going to talk about Halloween stuff. So let's just wait.
Oh, okay, all right. So I'm going to do 4 questions just to round it off. I want to know, first of all, what was your least liked horror on this list?
Fuck me. Trying to jog my memory on this.
I did give you warning. I'm going to say that. I gave you warning on these questions.
I know mine.
Go on,
let me
Lunn.
double-check
Hit
this.
us with yours, considering you know yours.
There's a joint 2 on this list.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out number 1 is I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think...
yeah.
Number 2, Dead Silence.
Oh my God, what?
Fuck Dead Silence.
I can't wait for the sequel when we all go watch it.
We've had there's been quite a
Dead
few shit ones
silence.
for me. Like some of the ones I feel like no, do you know what? I think it's Dead Silence. So I was gonna say, I feel really bad. I was gonna say Wishmaster because I wouldn't really rate it, but talking about it more today made me kind of appreciate it a little bit more. I still didn't like it; it's just not my bag. But I think Dead Silence, because that should be my kind of vibe, like, and it was fucking awful. Like that ending, fucking hell. Yeah, fuck it. Dead Silence, worst film on the list. Apart from I Spit on Your Grave, but that's for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked enough about that. Dead Silence, fucking hell. I just picture it in my face when it did the reveal of the fucking axe in the body and like, what?
So mine was The Ritual.
Oh,
I know you really enjoyed it, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'll give that either half a star
Fair
or
enough,
1 star.
sir.
But
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
the fact that I didn't make it all the way through the film because I fell fucking asleep, like, yeah. Again,
Yeah,
this is
fair.
where we all have different opinions, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't for me.
We
Fair
should
enough.
talk like I want to know, because this was such a shock. So anyone listening or watching, me and Matty, I edit the audio, Matty edits the video, and most of the time we'll be around at Matty's doing them both together. And that second week that Ryan missed, unfortunately, I was like, oh, Ryan sent voice notes, perfect. I'm not listening to him yet. And we're just dragging him in. And then it's like, oh, first one's the Collector, drag it in. We were listening, like, does that line up? It was like, Collector, half a star. I was like, what?
Yeah. As soon as he said it, we just turned to each other and went, no.
I walked out the room. I was like, there's no way. No way whatsoever.
That's funny. Thing is, I gotta be honest, I didn't finish The Collector because I just wasn't feeling it. And listening to you talk about it, we've spoken obviously on the side. You do make it sound better, so I am gonna finish it when I get time. Like it's quite high on my list of next rewatching stuff, but I still don't think it's gonna be my kind of thing. But I reckon I like it a bit more than.
Another good thing from this is like we kind of persuade each other of why something's.
Yeah, no, but that's good, isn't it? Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't see that perspective, and you can take it in differently, and then be like, okay, now I get it now.
Yeah.
You know, some of the films that I absolutely fucking love, I didn't like as much the first time around. I always say Hereditary. I remember coming out of the cinema going, well, that was fucking overrated. And now I've, got the fucking face on my elbow, wear the t-shirt, love it. Like it took a couple of times to get it and see, the right perspective, or see my own perspective of the film, I guess.
So my least liked horror is also The Ritual and I Spit on Your Grave, for obvious reasons and different reasons. I'm sorry, Ryan. It's just so slow. Anyway.
I love The Ritual.
What has been your favorite film on this entire list? Or what's your favorite film?
I think Lost Boys was the one I rated the highest. When you asked these questions and I prepared them, I did put The Lost Boys / The Exorcist, but I'm pretty sure I gave The Exorcist 4 out of 4.5 because I said not many films get the perfect rating from me.
Yeah.
And Lost Boys is a perfect one. So yeah, it's gonna have to be Lost Boys.
Matty?
So mine was The Crow and Lost Boys. I rated at 5.
Of course, yeah.
They were my top ones. Not to say like any of the other ones that I rated quite high and as good, you know what I mean? Like we had loads of great films in this, but obviously we've got to sort of make sure we're not gauging films too high all the time.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to like.
Yeah.
Where do your morals sit on a score of 1 to 5, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like rating Jaws like 3.5. Then obviously where it lies in the fucking in cinematic history, there's no doubt in that.
Yeah,
it's just for my personal preference.
That's it. Yeah, it's all personal taste.
The Crow and Lost Boys. Yeah. So yeah, them two are just two films that are iconic to me, and they've stuck with me through my journey watching movies and sort of like it just stuck with me for probably the rest of my life now. So
I like that. Lunn?
I'm going to join Ryan. Well, Ryan nearly said it, but I'm going to say The Exorcist. Because I think that is the highest rating I gave out of all of this.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Yeah.
So you've all gone off like what was your highest rating, which I wasn't expecting. Cause, I mean, it makes sense, but when I said favorite, I just thought like maybe I'm even questioning my own questions here.
So there's two things for this. So like that was my favorite. However, there's been films that I've been surprised by.
Well, that is my next question.
Back to.
So before we do that, my favorite film, I think I gave The Crow 5 and Jaws 5. I don't think I gave anything else a 5, which feels weird because in summary, I don't think I would have said those are the obvious ones. But yeah, like Matty's just said, I've watched them at such a young age that they're with you in your journey. He said that so poetically. Oh, I like that.
So going to your question again, then, like, what were your guys' favorite films that you've never watched before until HorrorFest, and what you were pleasantly surprised by?
Well, the next question. Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Sorry,
no, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah,
let Pearson have his moment.
I like how I've got to have like these little extra things at the end.
Oh, mate,
Fun fact. No. What were everyone's biggest surprise film?
Suspiria for me. I genuinely thought I was going to hate it because I didn't like the remake. But I'm desperate to watch it again. I haven't had the time to watch it again, but I really, really want to watch it again. Mate, I really liked it.
Mine's the same. Like, I've not stopped thinking about that movie since watching it, and because it's an artsy film, isn't it? And I'd say the only like real artsy style film I actually like is The Shining. I usually like dismiss those sorts of films, but yeah, this took me by surprise. I'm well excited to watch that again.
Nice.
What about yours, Lunn? Biggest surprise?
This was actually the first time that I watched the original Candyman.
Really?
Yeah, and I was really surprised, but very much actually enjoyed it. The score, the pacing, the storyline, just the overall presence of Tony Todd as Candyman. And it's definitely going to be one of them that I'm going to keep going back to now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. You see why it's like brought up as just that. Because like you think about...
It's the car park scene. It's the fucking car park scene.
You mentioned that on the last episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a quick warning, guys. I've had my battery warning, so I've got like 5 minutes.
No worries. Wrapping up now. Matty?
So I pretty much watched the majority of this list. There was only a few films that I hadn't seen before.
But brag about it.
But The Perfection was one I'd never seen before, and I actually did enjoy that film, especially with that twist at the end of it. So that's one that I would recommend people to watch, and I probably might rewatch it again at some point soon. There is one film on there that you guys will still be disappointed that I've not watched yet, and that will probably take the fucking reins of my favorite one from this list that I haven't seen, and that's Ready or Not. I've still not had the chance to watch it yet, and I'm guessing I will enjoy that movie from what I've seen of it and what you guys told me.
We're going to watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you still not watched that.
I know.
Yeah. Finally, there's a big pause. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about mine not watching Ready or Not. That's all.
Bastard.
So, what films on Halloween night are your tradition that you must watch? Are we all in agreement? Halloween is one.
Of course.
At least within the month. Like, I'm not always home on Halloween itself, but like around the time, definitely the original Halloween. Trick or Treat is one for me. Need to watch that every October. Like, that's the vibe. And then, like we said a couple of episodes ago, a new one's gonna have to be Night of the Demons for me. I loved it.
Yeah, Night of the Demons is one I always come to. Halloween, like no matter what. Halloween, obviously on Halloween. For me, it's just what I don't know. I just go through the list of what's available to watch and what I feel. Sometimes I like to do marathons of like movie franchises and that, and I'm still yet to do another run through the Friday the 13th, but I'm waiting on you guys to come round and we can do it.
I'm in.
Also,
get to hang out and not edit together. That'll be nice.
Do you know what? Actually, another movie's just popped into my head. Hocus Pocus. I've said this before.
I've never seen that.
Fucking kids film.
What?
I don't think I'll like it. I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Love it.
It's definitely not horror, but it is a fun October film.
It's just yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, boys.
It happens. Lunn?
So my tradition for probably the past 7 years has been Elm Street, but with how much we've recently watched Elm Street and stuff like that, I've had to shake things up every year now. So like, I think last year was Elm Street 2, and I did Wishmaster last year as well on Halloween. Halloween's an obvious one. But yeah, I usually sit around the Elm Street realm, but I may expand.
Yeah. Nice. To be honest, mine's pretty much a copy of all of yours. It's Trick or Treat, Halloween, and then maybe The Shining. But I'm not going to watch The Shining this year because I'm reading it, so I don't want to fuck up what I'm picturing in my head.
Yeah, that's cool.
That finishes it all off.
Hey.
We'll have to do the same next year, obviously. And if anyone's got any film suggestions for this film list for next year, let us know. And if anyone's watched any of them, let us know. That ends HorrorFest.
Yeah, this has been fun.
It has.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you've made it all the way through, if you made it through all the episodes and watched through to the end, then kudos to yourself.
And answer the questions we answered as well. Let us know any surprises, favorites, least favorites.
100%.
Yeah.
And if you've watched this and you've not subscribed to us, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you got this far. Right. Enjoy your nights. Enjoy Halloween. Thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.